Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Now it's been about a week or so since I did my face reveal, so this is going to be the second face cam video. So you guys have been asking for more, so here we are, this is it. Basically for this video I'm going to recap the For Honor stream that happened last Thursday, which revealed the new Medjay hero. I was actually at the stream. I was doing some of the exhibition matches with some other YouTubers, which was a huge amount of fun. I was really glad that I was invited. We were just kind of messing around most of the time, but yeah, it was a huge amount of fun and great to sort of be there when it was revealed. So basically for this video, I'm going to go over the stream and I'm going to give you a few tips and sort of add to the description that was being given by the developers. And yeah, just make sure you guys like the vid if you enjoy it and subscribe if you're new.
Kind of separate kits in the same kit.
It's like two in one.
Exactly.
Basically. Wow. So Ben, I feel like we should just dive into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. So
all right,
the fun
let's
part.
get into it.
Let's go with the chains first, right?
Sure.
Start with the basics. The chain, if you're familiar with Shaolin, it's exactly the same. So you're going into light, heavy, light, heavy, heavy, light, heavy, light. As long as you're alternating, you're going to get the chain going as long as you have stamina.
So this is an infinite chain from heavy to light.
Are enhanced, so you can keep going all the time. And if you press light twice, for example, you're going to get into your finisher light.
Sure.
If you get heavy twice, you're going to go into your finisher heavy, and that's the end of your chain. So that's
as you said, basically the same as Shaolin. It's infinite, and if you want to finish it, you do the same move twice.
So you can get all the damage values for those recording along at home.
Yes.
There you go. There you go, recorded. Yeah, as you can see, everything is uninterruptible stance as soon as you get into the chain. The fact
Damage
that
values on the bottom right.
This gigantic staff and holding it like really on the end means that he has really imposing arcs. And basically, this is kind of telling you that this is a hero that's going to be comfortable in group fights when he's in staff mode.
So staff mode looks like it's
rest
basically going to be group modes,
So you have
2v2 plus, and
side
axis
dodge
mode is 1v1s.
Classic, dodge those pesky Blackbriar bashes and shoulder bashes. Dodge forward heavy, which, if I can show it off here, does what it should do, which is close the gap, prevent someone from rolling out, initiate combat, etc. We have the zone.
So it has got a bit of chase there with his dodge forward heavy.
Very short forward range,
which is nice.
But that's on purpose because usually you want to kind of target the guy in front of you and hit the guy that's behind you.
Staff mode dodge forward heavy does more damage than the axis mode dodge forward heavy as well.
So
I think
that would feel a lot worse than have a zone
makes
that
sense
is
as well.
Moving a lot forward. Next we have
staff
the
mode
big
is his
payoff
default.
bind move, which is the dodge forward guard break. There you go. Kind of like a demon embrace. It deals immediate damage and
super slow move. This one
into your chain lights, your chain heavies, all that good stuff. And
I believe it
you
can
even
actually
perform
kill
it
as well.
after any light in chain. So you can target swap and hit someone in a group fight surprise. And you'll understand like why we're doing
setup
this a bit
tool,
later
that one.
when we get into the axis mode. You'll see.
You wouldn't really hit that in a 1v1.
I think that covers. Oh yeah, I guess we got the guard break. Guard break punish, kind of not the usual one. So you'll have a top guard break punish for this hero. Remember, if you're playing Warlord, you know that you have to go top
24 for
to
a
get
top
that guaranteed
heavy.
With Medjay, don't do side, or you'll get this. Not a fun
Side
time.
is 27, but you can't GB it, as you just said.
I think we're ready to go.
Can't guard break
I think
punish
so.
side heavy with staff mode.
Form a little bit. So if you're in staff mode, you've got big trajectories, you've got uninterruptible stance, and you've got a really good gank melee move that lets you do direct damage and so on. So it's kind of speaking to you as like, if you're in a group fight, this is your group fight mode
And
that
the
you want to
lane
be
as well, I guess. It's good for clearing.
It's very good for clearing the lane.
If you're in a 1v2 plus, use staff mode.
Everyone's
If you're in a
opinion.
1v1,
Okay, perfect.
use axis
So
mode.
that's basically, we've seen one mode.
That's basically the
This is what we
simplest
wanna
way
use it
of
for.
putting it, I think.
So now the question is, what's the second mode?
All right, so I mean,
Let's do
we're going to talk about the mode switch a bit, I guess. So walk back and guard break is your mode switch special
Walk
move.
back and GB.
So you're going to take
Bit
some
like
time to switch between
Gladiator's
modes.
toe step.
You are a bit vulnerable while you're doing this, so you don't want to be caught with your pants down. wanting to switch in the middle of a fight.
It's quite an
but you
obvious
have
animation
ways
as well.
to speed that up. So, for example,
So your opponent
you
is going to
wanna be in
know
access mode,
what it is you're switching
coming
into.
a fight. Yeah, this is a duel. I'm like, I don't want to be in staff mode. Boom, you can enter lock, back and guard break, and it's going to be a quick transform, we call. Same thing for every recovery that the character has can be cancelled with this
Recovery
quick
cancel
transform,
change
so you can
into
be in
the
mode that you
start
want,
switch.
as fast as possible. And we
you
even
can start
have
a fight
it on a parry
with
cancel.
start
so
mode or
if
access
if
mode,
you want to throw a heavy,
and sort of when you
there
recover,
you go.
you can
You can
change.
switch stance and still get your guaranteed damage.
So if you're on a
that you would
1v1,
have had from like that heavy.
you
or
can
like
then,
So not only
and someone
like,
else comes
you
in
can
and it becomes 1v2,
just, switch the mode
you can
like that, but you
switch
can really like
sort of
do,
mid-chain.
like, a follow up like attack, axe, quick stand.
But as you can
It's
see,
cool. It's
your-
cool that
it's
you're
a
like,
really cool flow when
Your-
you're
your
your
in
weapon
for
sort of
sure.
glows
It's
that
super cool
pink
to
purple,
see.
so it's
I
really
love,
obvious
what
what
we
you're
did
switching
here.
into.
Yeah, I'm super happy with it on parry.
That's mainly for
especially
the,
because
for the
that's a time
opponent.
a lot of times we're like, oh, I thought it was a duel, but now it's a group fight.
Mhm.
So I got a parry off at some point, and I can transform into the mode I want, or vice versa.
Yeah. And while you're in Axe, Ben, remember when we did like a hit reaction in Axe? That was a big challenge that we had because it was always going back into a staff. And thank you to Tariq and the GPP team to helping us creating like magic, programmer magic to make it happen. So I don't know if you can show like when you get it into Axe. So
I think to make this
There you
hero,
go.
Oh. So yeah, I mean this
a
hero
lot of stuff
has
had to be
been
done
a
to
long
make this
time coming.
hero.
Like,
That was a
we
big
had
challenge, yeah.
a lot
Really
of work
epic
to
looking
do
hero.
before we
Personally, I
even
love this
started
hero.
Working on him.
Mhm.
So it's a great achievement.
It's
and
nice having
super
such
cool
a
that we get
unique
Yeah,
that.
can-
ability
can
like
we
the
see some
staff
execution as well?
switching.
I mean, we're gonna get through the
And it's so
access
nice
mode
that it's
stuff
like-
first.
Okay, yes.
It is two
I'm
modes.
just
It's not like
excited.
Highlander where it's like you have to hold a
Excited.
button down. It's straight
I
up.
mean, she's the
Two
animator
different
girl,
modes.
so of course she
So
wants to see
good.
executions.
We'll see it all.
All right, so Medjay in access mode, he has move parity. That's what we call it. I don't know if we made that up, but it means that whatever you're pressing in one mode, it's gonna do something in the other mode. So if I go dodge forward,
So it has exactly
heavy
the same
in access mode,
moveset
there's something
in
there.
staff
If I
mode
do
and in
side dodge
axis mode.
heavy in access mode, there's something there. If I do zone, obviously there's a zone. If I do
So you don't have to learn two
um,
different movesets for this hero. It's
dodge
basically exactly the
forward,
same staff
guard
mode,
break,
axis mode.
instead of
which
being
makes
a
it
big
really nice
bind
and
move,
simple.
it's a super quick unreactable bash that this time guarantees
Some
a life
moves like the
and,
bash,
of course,
like the
combos
slightly
into
quicker, they
itself
have different properties.
infinitely for as long
but
as I have stamina.
He does have the same move in each.
And you
mode.
have the heavy finishers that instead of having unreachable stance, have
So heavy finishes,
some
as you
good,
can see,
good old unblockable property to really
instead
force a
of
reaction out of your
uninterruptible.
opponent.
So what you're saying there with the input parity is basically like we taught you all the moves that you have in staff mode.
Mm-hmm.
So using the same inputs that you've seen there, you can do the same character kind of flow
Mm-hmm.
in the axe mode, and you get moves basically. So yeah, they have different properties and different use cases, but basically,
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. So like there is literally two move sets, but
Mhm.
since you know once you know what to press in one, you'll know what to press in the other one, and then it's just a matter of having like properties, for example, 400 ms chain lights.
So it's a lot simpler than it looks,
the
guys.
unblockable heavy finishers.
Exactly the same moveset in
So
both
I
modes.
think that gets us to the
As long as you know
executions, right?
what the
Yes,
changes
okay.
are
Oh.
with the same attacks, then that's
Alright,
like
no
the
more
most complex thing you
invincible.
probably need to know
Alright,
for
let's
this.
see him real quick. I got this guy.
Execution time.
So
You're we had so much fun in mocap, like doing the stuff like detach, attach, detach, attach during the execution. I love it.
Must have
And,
been an absolute nightmare to mocap
if
some of
you
these
are in
executions.
access
I wonder how
mode,
many
you will be
goes it took to
reverting
do them, to be
staff
honest.
mode if you start an execution, if you go into the execution timer,
Mhm.
and if you go out of lock, same thing.
Same
here.
executions
So,
depending on what
yeah,
like
that's a good,
what
good
mode
thing to
you're in.
know.
If you
But
execute with
that's why
staff
we
mode
have
and
the
access
shortcuts
mode,
to go into
you
access.
still have the same executions.
So what would be the logical
But
transition?
just to
if you
clarify
play
that,
a
it's pretty
hero,
simple,
Like,
like,
in
you
terms
probably
of,
realise that,
fight
but
kit or play style,
to
like
clarify.
to play the Medjay, which hero would be like them?
I think it depends what you're used to. Basically, like if you
That one looks like it's the quickest execution as
Get it
well,
out
so
of
you
my
probably
face.
want to have that on your guard break button.
if you're used to big trajectory characters, your JJs, your Griffins, then you will, I think, quite naturally learn
Mhm.
the group fight aspect of this, the staff mode side of this. And if you're used to some of the characters that can kind of nuke you down quickly if things go their way, the assassins or berserker, let's say, you'll quite quickly learn how to do the flow for axe mode, basically.
It's like a hybrid between Berserker and Raider
So
or
should we get
JJ.
into the feats next?
Yes, we should do
Most
that.
likely Raider
right.
and Berserker,
All
but
right.
I hope
JJ
you
because
say
he has
there's
the
two
dodge
modes and
heavy.
extends all the way to the feats.
It does. That's why I said duality earlier. So I'm super happy that we managed to do this. It was a hurdle, but we managed to do a hero where each of the feats has 2 different uses.
That's
So
crazy.
basically, the hero has kind of like 8 feats. Let's roll the video.
Lots
the
of choices for
videos.
feats as well, as he said, 8
so on the
different feats.
first
So
feat, we have the sunshine.
you can mix and
Strength.
match.
When you
Do
get a
whatever you
kill
ever want.
in staff mode, for the duration of your life, you will now have a defense buff for as long as you live. So as soon as you die, you're going to lose it. But you're in Axis mode, you're in staff mode. As soon as you get that buff, you're going to keep it. And next, we have the opposite effect in Axis mode. If you get a kill and you have that feat activated, you will now get a passive attack buff for the duration of your life. And the fun part, the quest, as we call it, is that once you get both buffs, you can get both buffs at once. And so you are a passively buffed defense and attack hero for the rest of your life. And that's even scarier, knowing what the hero can do.
Exactly. So you get to
So
keep
stealth
each of these
mode is
pieces. So
for like a
kind of
defense
your
buff,
goal, as you
basically,
say,
and
in
Axis
quest
mode is an
life
attack buff.
is try
So
to
Axis,
get a kill in
DPS,
one mode, and
Staff,
then you get to keep the
for
defensive
defense.
buff, the little green thing you see on the shoulders, forever until you die. And then ideally, if you get it in the other mode, then you get the attack one as well. You see your hands glowing and your shoulders glowing, and you'll be like, I'm left all the time.
There you go. All right, moving on to the second feat, the Moonlight Drain, which, as its name implies, is a debuff. So if you hit your melee bind attack with the staff mode, you'll see a debuff on your opponent. That debuffs its defense. So this is your big bind move, the big gank move.
So the
that will
second
hopefully have
feat
your
you only
allies
get when
nearby,
you do
ready
your
to
bash
heavies.
moves.
And if your opponent
And
is
it
debuffed
changes
at the same
depending on
time,
whether
he's
you're on
gonna
staff
eat
mode or
more
Axis
damage.
mode.
So fits really well with the game plan. And if we go with the staff equivalent,
So the staff mode
Axis
one
equivalent, sorry,
does a
you hit your
shield
little unreactable
debuff.
buff there. That's going to apply a debuff
And the bash
on the attack
makes
of
them
the
do less
opponent,
damage.
giving you an edge in that combat in that duel.
So his side heavy
allowing
there
you
went
to
from
tank a
24
bit
to
more
21, so
damage.
that's
And
3
since
damage
it's a
less,
move
which is
that
not
you'll be
huge,
landing
but
often, you can
if you
expect
got
your opponent
like
to be
3
debuffed.
heavies on you, then that's like 9
pretty much
damage.
the whole
If he does
fight.
4, that's 12, which
I
is
like
like the same
that
as
both,
an
like,
extra
staff
light
and
attack.
axe, they kind of like talk to each other in the same, like they're kind of similar but different, depending on the mode. So I feel like it's
Exactly. So
Good job on
we
that.
had an opportunity to have a feat set that reflects that duality for
Yeah.
sure. So the stuff that you get in Axis makes sense for you in Axis, and the stuff you get.
This
in
character's
Axis
kind of
as
like the
well.
hybrid
So
of all
perfect
the
example
hybrids.
is the third feat,
It's like
Scarab
the classic hybrid character
which
you'd
in
expect
staff
in any video
is
game.
A AoE healing around you. You're going to be in a group fight with Medjay a lot, so that's what you want to have. And if
So
you
tier
are
3
in
staff,
Axis mode,
feat,
it's a greedy
heals
mode. You're in a
everyone around you,
1v1,
as well as
you
yourself.
want to get healing for yourself, or it's going to be more healing.
Axis mode
obviously,
1
than the
does
staff
more healing,
counterpart.
but it's only to
But,
yourself.
yeah,
I don't think they mention it, but I think maybe if your teammates are on
greedy
fire,
aspect.
then it would be good to
I
use the
love
staff
that
mode
with,
one,
like,
because that would heal them.
Like if staff your whole kit
Stop
is
them
about
getting
being,
burned.
like group fighting,
Mhm.
and it's reflected in the feat here especially. This is super good. You can heal your friends. And then vice versa, if you're an axe, your whole mode is about 1v1ing. So if you can heal yourself for a bit more than you could heal a group, this is awesome.
And there you go.
Mm.
And the big payoff reflects that as well. On the feat 4, we have on staff a big projectile AoE that you can throw around and hit people that are bunched up in a group fight.
Staff mode,
for,
classic
medium
bomb.
damage. And
It's
then
pretty much
you
the
have
same
the Axis
as,
mode, which, if you've been paying attention,
Pirates, but it doesn't
is a
throw them
single
down.
target projectile that
The
deals
Axis tier
a
4,
crap ton of damage to just
Massive
one
damage,
person.
70 damage if this hits.
And that pretty much covers all of the feats.
And if you're
We are
debuffed,
super
like,
curious to
it can
see
hit
how
even
this
more
hero
than that.
comes
It's
out,
crazy.
in
Lot of
in
damage.
the competitive scene and the casual scene, everyone.
yeah. So about that, which
I think I go for the Axis tier 4 over the AoE, to be honest, because even in a group fight, you probably want to do more damage to just one person.
I think there's a lot of variety actually to this because of the duality aspect. You can kind of play Medjay a little bit differently depending on either your situation or your team's comp or your skill set. Do you need to win the big group fight in mid? Go into staff mode and go try to do that. Do you need to hold this point and win a 1v1 to keep your team together?
So his
Go
power
Axis
comes
to
from the
actually
fact
get it
that he
done.
can switch
Yeah, a lot of
modes.
options.
He's not the
Exactly.
best in
So
1v1,
who are his
not
friends
the
gonna turn out
best
to be? It
in
depends how
group fights,
versatile you
but the
are,
fact that he can
depends
switch
how,
between the two
I think your team
is his
set,
whole kind of
basically.
point.
So great. So I mean, we're gonna watch that live with
He's
like
a
member of
hybrid,
the
all
community
hybrids.
for the exhibition match that's coming in. So thank
So
you so
there you
much,
go.
guys, for the explanation, and see you soon.
Thanks.